Welcome back to my channel. I'm Kayla. Today I have a fun laser engraving video for us. This is actually my biggest laser engraving order yet. I am super excited about it. What we're going to be engraving on is these leather, they're not real leather, they're I forget what the exact material is, but it's like a faux leather. I'll put all of the specs and stuff right here. And I got these on Alpha Broder. They're really cool. They have like a pocket right here in front, and then you open it up and it has a notepad and like all these pockets and stuff. I have a local insurance company that bought, I think there's like 34 of them, 33 or 34, and they are requesting some of their bigger clients' logos on them. So what it's gonna get is it's gonna get the client logo right here in the middle, and then the insurance company's name right here on the side, and then their established date. I think they were established in like 1948. They've been here forever. So yeah, so we are gonna do all of these. They should go fairly quickly. It's one thing I love about laser engraving is simple text and things like that. You can get done in like a minute or so. I already have done a couple, so I'm gonna give you an example. I have not done the insurance name on the side yet, but this is one of the company names, and it turned out absolutely perfect. I wanted to do a couple before I started this video just to make sure, one, that these are gonna engrave great, and two, that I was gonna adequately be able to show you. So some get like the actual logo, and then some get just a real simple text. So my plan was to do just the company logos first, get all of those done since I have to switch the file every single time, obviously. And then once every single portfolio has the business logo on it, then I'm gonna take each one and do the insurance name on the side. So that way I'm not going back and forth between the computer. I'm gonna get that part knocked out done first. And then I just have to line up the portfolio and do the same one for all 33 or 34 of them, whichever it is. So I'm going to take you guys to Lightburn. I'm going to show you how to drag and drop the images in. There are about 14 of them that I did have to get converted. I have somebody that I've used on Fiverr for a long time to convert it to a PNG and an SVG. So I will show you that. Some of them I was able to do on my own because the logo came over great quality. Some of them weren't, so I had to get them converted. So I finally got those back from Fiverr this morning. So those are the ones that I have left to do. So we are going to knock those out. So I'll show you how to drag and drop into Lightburn, what my settings are, and then I'll probably just do a time lapse of all the engraving, and then we'll look at them when we're all done. So let's go ahead and head over to Lightburn. Okay guys, so I have some of my logos. Some of these are for a different job that I'm doing, but I am going to show you how I drag and drop my logo for these portfolios into Lightburn. You can pretty much use any one of these. Some of them you just might have to change a little bit. I'm going to drag and drop this .ai one, and it's going to come in super big. So we're going to zoom out, highlight it all, and I am making every design, whoops, not that big, 5.5 inches wide. So that is perfect, and they are all going to be uniform at the same size, no matter if it's just text or if it's a logo. They're all going to be 5.5 inches wide. So now what I'm going to do is make it all one color. So I'm going to highlight just this part and make it black also, and you can see that got rid of that second line over here, and so now all of them are set to fill. And I'm actually not going to change anything over here except for this. I want my lines per inch to be 300. My speed is going to be at 800, and my minimum and maximum power is at 35, and my air is off. With my practice one, I found that to be the best. Just to be safe, we're going to click the little screen up here and see how it's going to engrave. Make sure it all looks good. It does. I'm going to set my job origin for the top center, and this is going to be where it lines up with the red dot. So again, it's going to be uniform every single file folder, and then we're going to send it to the machine. So I'm just going to hit send, or actually, I think my machine's just about done with the job. Once my machine's done with the job it's doing right now, I'm gonna hit send and it will send it over to the machine and we're gonna engrave. You can see I put a piece of tape right here. What I did on some of the practice ones before I started filming this video is I kind of, you know, just put the notebook where I wanted it and then put the tape on the edge just so I know roughly where to line it up, because I don't want to have to move this at all. I have it exactly where I want it so that every image engraves in the exact same spot on the notebook. And so what I am going to do, angle you guys down a little bit more so you can see, I'm lining up the bottom edge of the notebook with the very bottom of my tray right here. So I'm gonna go like this, line up the bottom again with the bottom edge of the tray, make it as straight as possible, and line up the edge with my tape over here. And this should roughly be at 3.5 inches, because this all the way across is 7 inches. And so what I want is for this red dot to line up at 3.5. Now you can see it is not. I need to come over just a little bit. So I'm gonna move the whole notebook instead of moving my laser, because where the height is where the top of all of the logos are gonna start. So it's much easier for me to move the notebook than it is to, you know, keep moving this back and forth and get it exact. So now I know that that is exactly right in the middle where I want it. I'm gonna double check that the bottom is completely straight, or as straight as possible anyways. Sometimes these, you know, notebooks aren't sewn exact. And then because I moved it a little bit, I'm gonna double check. And it looks like we need to go to the left just a tad, like that. Perfect. And then we're gonna close the screen and engrave all of them. So I'm probably just gonna do a time lapse of all of the, or not all of them, because that'll be a pretty monotonous, but with a lot of the logos, and then we will come back and I will show you how we're gonna do the side. There are some of them where I'm gonna take a piece of masking tape, just a small piece, nothing crazy, and kind of tape down this pocket, because you can, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but some of them, it's not exactly flat. Some of them are bent up a little more than the others. So I'm gonna take a piece of masking tape just to hold that pocket down, just so my image is as flat as possible, so that my notebook is as flat as possible. You can also, if you have one, use one of these little levels to make sure it is completely flat. Now that is actually showing me that it is not completely flat, so I'm gonna do whatever I can on this side to make sure my bubble stays in the middle. That is good enough for me. Sometimes you just gotta press it down a little bit. I'm totally fine with that, as long as it's not, you know, just all the way over. I got these on Amazon. I will leave a link down below. I love them. I think they're great. They're perfect. It came in like a 6-pack, I think. So I will leave these linked down below. I just keep it right on the side of my machine. And yeah, let's get to engraving these portfolios. right up here. There we go. And so what I have right here in my bed, this is from, I made myself a little blue dot so that I know where to line my laser back up on. I have one left to do of the main logo. I'm just waiting for the image back from my guy on Fiverr because the image was really, really terrible quality. So I had to get it converted. So I'm just waiting to get that back. So I have one left to do, and I didn't want to, you know, mess up the exact placement that I had. So once I'm ready to do that one, I'm gonna line my laser back up with that blue dot. So I'm going off of these two right here. I'm gonna line up the bottom edge with the little end of the tray right here. And then I'm gonna line up the sides of the portfolio with the edges of the tape right here. So I'm gonna line it up. It's lined up on the bottom. I'm lined up on both edges of the tape. And this dot is exactly where I want it. It's gonna be in the same exact place on every single notebook. I've already done one, so I know exactly how it's gonna turn out. And with some of these, I've been kind of like bending up, I'll put that back. I've been kind of like bending up the middle because they're not perfectly flat. So I'm trying to make it as flat as possible. So let's go ahead and line that back up. Perfect. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lean over and just make sure the top edge is completely straight. On some of these, this little pocket is not sewn on straight. Some of it, it's like a little more narrow up here and wider down here. So I am not going off of this because on some of them it's not straight. I'm going off of the edge of the binder, and that is straight. Now we're gonna close the top and we're gonna start. And that took about 56 seconds. I'm gonna pull it out, and this is the final look of all of the notebooks. Sorry, my lighting here is terrible right now, but I will show you all of them at the end. So now we're just gonna take all of the notebooks and add Warren Reed Insurance, established 1947, to the side of all of them. So here is how they all turned out. I know this is going a little fast, but I am so happy with how these all turned out. They turned out absolutely amazing. And I think this one right here is my favorite. I mean, you can totally see the brick detail, and they all just turned out so great. And I just love how they're all so different and so customized. This is going to be great for, you know, marketing on my end, and then this is going to be great for my customer to give their insurance clients. And I'm just stoked at how this turned out. So they also ordered 7 blank ones. So these don't have a logo. They just have the insurance name on the side. So they did order 7 extra of those too. Wow. Thank you guys so much for working on these with me today. I had so much fun doing these. I hope my customer just absolutely loves them. I actually have a few left over because they come in cases of 10 and they only needed, what, 33 of them. So I have about 7 left over. No mess ups, so that's always great. And, you know, much strived for, so that is a good thing. I will leave a link to these from Alpha Broder below. Just in case you don't know, you have to have a wholesale license to order from Alpha Broder, but they have a lot of great laser engrave blanks. Just be aware that they do come in cases a lot of times. Like I said, these came in a case of 10, so I had to order 4 cases of them. But all in all, such a fun project to do. I'm very excited for my first big laser order. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave me a comment down below and say hi, and I will see you in my next video.